Tape. Start from this top corner. We also gain. This is carrying on. Improved Sunder. In improved Sunder, you also gain a +4 bonus on any attack roll made to attack an object held or carried by another character. Normal. Without this feat, you provoke an attack of opportunity when you strike at an object held or carried by another character. Special. A fighter may select Improved Sunder as one of his fighter bonuses. Improved Trip. Improved Trip. Prerequisites. Intelligence 13 plus combat expertise. Benefit. You do not provoke an attack of opportunity when you attempt to trip an opponent while you are unarmed. You also gain a +4 bonus on your strength check to trip your opponent. If you trip an opponent in melee combat, you immediately get a melee attack against that opponent, as if you hadn't used your attack for the trip attempt. You sweep the legs, punch him in the face. Yeah. So improve the trip. Normal. Without this feat, you provoke an attack of opportunity when you attempt to trip an opponent while you are unarmed. Special. At 6th level, a monk may select Improved Trip as a bonus feat, even if she does not have the prerequisites, which is Intelligence 13 plus combat expertise. A fighter may select Improved Trip as one of his fighter bonus feats. So Improved Trip is the sweeping the legs and then punching them in the face. It becomes one move. Boom. 3-second move. Frog monk. I got a monk miniature out in there somewhere. Pull up a character sheet for a monk. The improved turning. General. Prerequisites. Ability to turn or rebuke creatures. Benefit. You turn or rebuke creatures as if you were one level higher than you are in the class that grants you the ability. And that's all it says. Improved 2-weapon fighting. General. Prerequisites. Dexterity 17. Plus 2-weapon fighting. Basic attack bonus plus 6. Benefit. In addition to the standard single... In addition to the standard single extra attack you get with an offhand weapon, you get a second attack with it, albeit at a -5 penalty. Normal. Without this feat, you can only get a single extra attack with an offhand weapon. Special. A fighter may select 2-weapon fighting as one of his fighter bonus feats. A 6th level ranger who has chosen the 2-weapon combat style is treated as having improved 2-weapon fighting, even if he does not have the prerequisites for it. Dex plus 17, 2-weapon fighting, base attack bonus plus 6. But only when he is wearing light or no armor. Improved unarmed strike. Benefit. You are considered to be armed even when unarmed. Look, that is, you do not provoke attacks of opportunity from armed opponents when you attack them while unarmed. However, you still get an attack of opportunity against any opponent who makes an unarmed attack on you. In addition, your unarmed strike can deal lethal or non-lethal damage at your option. Normal. Without this feat, you are considered unarmed when attacking with an unarmed strike, and you can deal only non-lethal damage with such an attack. Improved unarmed strike. Fix that. Special. A monk automatically gains improved unarmed strike as a bonus feat at first level. Should be not selected. I'm gonna start rolling up a character sheet for a monk. A fighter may select improved unarmed strike as one of his fighter bonus feats. Investigator. Benefit. You get a +2 bonus on all gather information checks and search checks. Iron Will. Benefit. You get a +2 bonus on all will saving throws. Neat. Leadership. That's important. I have books over there on leadership. Need to read them too. Prerequisites. Character level 6th. Benefits. Having this feat enables the character to attract loyal companions and devoted followers. Subordinates who assist her. See the table below for what sort of cohort and how many followers the character can recruit. Leadership modifiers. Several factors can affect a character's leadership score, causing it to vary from the base score. Character level plus charisma modifier. A character's reputation from the point of view of the cohort or follower he is trying to attract raises or lowers his leadership score. Leader's reputation modifier. Great renown +2. Fairness and generosity +1. Special power +1. Failure -1. Aloofness -1. And cruelty -2. Other modifiers might apply when the character tries to attract a cohort. The leader has a familiar, special mount, or animal companion modifier -2. Recruits a cohort of a different alignment -1. Cause the death of a cohort -2. Asterisk cumulative per cohort killed. Followers have different priorities from cohorts. When the character tries to attract a new follower, use any of the following modifiers that apply. The leader modifier has a stronghold, base of operations, guild house, or the like +2. Moves around a lot -1. Causes the death of other followers -1. I think it would be -2. Leadership score. Character's base leadership score equals his level plus any charisma modifier. In order to take into account negative charisma modifiers, this table allows for very low leadership scores, but the character must still be 6th level or higher in order to gain the leadership feat. Other factors, outside factors, can affect the character's leadership score, as detailed above. So leadership score 1 or lower, cohort level 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First cohort level, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay. Number of followers by level reaches here. 5. 7th, and leadership score 10. We got leadership score 10. Cohort level 7th. Number of followers by level first 5. Then 6, 8, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 75, 90, and 110. So that's interesting. Coffee. Leadership. If you have a base, you can attract followers. That's cool. Totally try to. Yeah, wandering around and adventuring is cool and all, but if you have like a base of operations to go back to. Imagine you got a big old family farm and you're the youngest son. You must go a hiking. Pirates of the Sea. Leadership. The Warrior's Art. Forward by Gary R. McCaffrey, General USA. Introduction by Walter F. Emergent, Lieutenant General. Christopher Cohen, the author. Army War College Foundation Press. Copy inbox. 432 pages. Chapter 17, Battle Focus Training. Chapter 17, The Battle of Chaluba. 17th of June 2008. Leaders' role in preparing units for the physical demands of combat. Somewhere in Myanmar and Chaluba. Chapter 15, Looking at Leadership from Followers. Bookstores feature a formidable array of books covering every perspective of leadership from the battlefield to the boardroom. Related topics such as organizational theory, historical analysis of leaders, motivational techniques, and improving human efficiency are great to this. The U.S. Army has its own doctrinal framework for senior leadership that includes 3 attributes, 3 perspectives, 3 imperatives, 14 skills, and 11 principles, illustrated with examples from the rich experience of military history. Wow! While this framework is comprehensive, the vast array of elements begs the question as to which of them are most important in practice. When considering the complex vein of art and science that comprises leadership, one might conclude simply that while it is difficult to describe, you recognize good leadership when you see it. In practice, therefore, perhaps the best authority on leadership starts with the led. This chapter takes the perspective of one follower and offers a simple framework to help bridge the gap between theory and practice by identifying which leadership attributes seem to have the highest payoff. The framework, founded on the personal observation of leaders, military and civilian, in times of routine activity and crisis, is descriptive, not prescriptive. From this follower's perspective, the most effective leaders seem to combine 3 attributes. They provide vision and a plan. They vote with their time, and they are who they are. Chapter 14, Charisma. Defining charisma. Suddenly, that's where it needs to learn from this book. It needs to learn from D20. Charisma is good looks and good personality. Charisma. Some leaders have it, some leaders don't. The very best leaders have it in abundance. Deep down, every leader wants it. With a determined effort, any leader can develop some degree of charisma. Like good leadership, charisma starts with an enthusiastic, positive, joyful approach to life in general. This inner strength, when properly cultivated and expressed, strikes a chord in others, enabling a leader to bring out the best in them. Charisma, however, until very recently, has been an almost completely ignored or misunderstood facet of leadership. The questions are not new. Plato contemplated very similar problems in his Republic. Section 3, Contemporary Experiences and Reflections on Leadership. Chapter 13, 21st Century, the Broad Attributes of the Sword. Content of superior peers and subordinates. Portraying leadership requires human sympathy first. Great leaders make the difference between winning and losing. In the 21st century, the broadened mission of the armed forces, which include operations other than war, peacekeeping, peace enforcing, disaster relief, among others, has sparked thoughtful debate on which core principles the Army must develop in its leaders to continue to make that difference. Clearly, we must always inculcate in our leaders the warrior spirit, which is the foundation for military credibility and success on the battlefield. But exactly what does this concept intend? Does the warrior spirit also involve the notions of sensitivity to and compassion for the needs of non-combatants, civilians, non-governmental actors, as well as enemy soldiers who no longer have the will or means to resist? Is it possible that the qualities needed for a warrior in direct combat are consistent with those of the warrior in other roles? The questions are not new. Plato contemplated very similar problems in his Republic. The notion that there exists a dichotomy between the warrior spirit and the qualities the soldier needs to be effective in roles beyond those involving direct combat is incorrect. The same respect for the dignity of others, which has enabled warrior leaders to forge effective organizations in the past, will continue to be a cornerstone of success in future missions that involve the armed forces, whether in direct combat roles or in support and stability operations within and outside of our borders. While respect for dignity of others has been the principle of good leadership, at least since ancient Greece, a number of instances in our own history indicate leaders are having difficulty returning to this principle. It goes on to have Patton apparently slapped some people around, and that wasn't good. Some more from that book and another book club series. I'm really thick. I think it'll be later on. Got a list, and the books are ranked by page number. Over here at 25 or higher, 6 level, 2, 5th 2, 4, level 4, 3rd level 7, 2nd level 13, 1st level 135, cohort level 17. So you can play a character that owns a whole farmstead. The old farmer with his several sons. Hey, who I know that's got number 3. It won't stick up right there. Cohort level. The character can attract a cohort of up to this level, regardless of a character's leadership score. He can only recruit a cohort who is 2 or more levels lower than himself. The cohort should be equipped with gear appropriate for its level. The character can attract a cohort of up to this level, regardless of a character's leadership score. He can recruit a cohort who is 2 or more levels lower than himself. The cohort should be equipped with gear appropriate for its level. The character can try to attract a cohort of a particular race, class, and alignment. The cohort's alignment may not be opposed to the leader's alignment on either the law versus chaos or good versus evil axis, and the leader takes a leadership penalty if he recruits a cohort of an alignment different from his own. Cohorts earn experience points as follows. The cohort does not count as a party member when determining the party's experience points. Divide the cohort level by the level of the PC with whom he or she is associated. Character with the leadership feat who attracted the cohort. Multiply this result by the total experience points awarded to the PC, and add that number of experience points to the cohort's total. If a cohort gains enough experience points to bring it to a level 1 lower than the associated PC's character level, the cohort does not gain the new level. Its new experience points total is 1 less than the amount needed to attain the next level. It's 1 less than the amount needed to attain. I should say to attain rather. I found a typo. I found a typo. 126, typo. Number of followers by level. The character can lead up to the indicated number of characters of each level. Followers are similar to cohorts, except they're generally low level NPCs. Because they're generally 5 or more levels behind the character they follow, they're rarely effective in combat. Followers don't earn experience, and thus don't gain levels. However, when a character with leadership attains a new level, the player can consult the table above to determine if she has acquired more followers, some of which may be higher level than the existing followers. You don't consult the table to see if your cohort gains levels, however, because cohorts earn experience on their own. Okay. Lightning reflexes. Lightning reflexes. General. Benefit. You get a +2 bonus on all reflex saving throws. That's all. Magical aptitude. Benefit. You get a +2 bonus on all spellcraft checks and used magic device checks. Many shot. General. Prerequisites. Dexterity 17 plus point blank shot. Rapid shot. Base attack bonus +6. Benefit. As a standard action, you may fire 2 arrows at a single opponent within 30 feet. Both arrows use the same attack roll with a -4 penalty. 2. Determine success and deal damage normally. Let's see special. For every 5 points of base attack bonus you have above +6, you may add 1 additional arrow to this attack to a maximum of 4 arrows at a base attack bonus of +16. However, each arrow after the second adds a cumulative -2 penalty on the attack roll for a total penalty of -6 for 3 arrows and -8 for 4. Write these on cards and shuffle them. Color code them better. Damage reduction and other Resistance applies separately against each arrow fired. Special. Regardless of the number of arrows you fire, you apply precision-based damage only once. If you score a critical hit, only the first arrow fired deals critical damage. All others deal regular damage. No, Legolas surfing down the. Tell it to Legolas. He was rolling on it. Not a weapon. A fighter may select mini shot as one of his fighter bonus feats. Legolas apparently has it in spades. A 6th level ranger who has chosen the archery combat style is treated as having many shot even if he doesn't have the prerequisite for it. Legolas was at least a 6th level ranger. A 6th level ranger who has chosen the archery combat style is treated as having many shot even if he does not have the prerequisites for it, but only when he is wearing light or no armor, like Legolas does. Yeah, it counts as light armor. Elven looking wolf stuff. Martial weapon proficiency. General. Choose a type of martial weapon. You understand how to use that type of martial weapon in combat. Benefit: you make attack rolls with the selected weapon normally. Normal. When using a weapon with which you are not proficient, you take a -4 penalty on attack rolls. Special. Barbarians, fighters, paladins, and rangers are proficient with all martial weapons. They need not select this feat. A wizard would need this feat. It didn't say monks, did it? You can gain martial weapon proficiency multiple times. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new type of weapon. You know, it would seem to me that you should just rank in weapons use, like you do in Skyrim. It's like you rank in language. This one is like, oh, you just learn another language. And you just know it all. No. No, you have to rank in language, I think. You have to rank in weapon use. Doesn't Druid have axe proficiency? I like my cookie. These are cool on Druids. Get cookies. Oh, man, I really love my cookie. Thanks. A cleric who chooses the war daemon automatically gains the martial weapon proficiency feat related to his deity's favored weapon as a bonus feat. If the weapon is a martial one, he need not select it. Let's see which one we go. Cleric. So a cleric can follow Odin and get a spear proficiency. Maximize spell. Meta magic. Benefit. All variable numeric effects of a spell modified by this feat are maximized. Saving throws and opposed rolls are not affected, nor are spells without random variables. A maximized spell uses up a spell slot 3 levels higher than the spell's actual level. Poor claws. An empowered maximized spell gains the separate benefits of each feat. The maximum result plus 1/2 the normally rolled result. An empowered maximized spell gains the separate benefits of each feat. Maximum result plus 1/2 the normally rolled result. Mobility. General. Prerequisite. Dex 13 plus dodge. Benefit. You get a +4 dodge bonus to armor class against attacks of opportunity caused when you move out of or within a threatened area. A condition that makes you lose your dexterity bonus to armor class, then also makes you lose dodge bonuses. Dodge bonuses stack with each other, unlike most types of bonuses. Special. A fighter may select mobility as one of his fighter bonus feats. Mounted archery. General. Prerequisites. Ride 1 rank. Mounted combat. Benefit. The penalty you take when using a ranged weapon while mounted is halved, -2 instead of -4. If your mount is taking a double move, and -4 instead of -8 if your mount is running. So, try that one more time. Mounted archery. General. Prerequisites. Ride 1 rank. Mounted combat. Benefit. The penalty you take when using a ranged weapon while mounted is halved, -2 instead of -4 if your mount is taking a double move, and -4 instead of -8 if your mount is running. Special. A fighter may select mounted archery as one of his fighter bonus feats. About rangers. Mounted combat. General. Prerequisites. Ride 1 rank. So this is the other prerequisite. Mounted combat. Prerequisites. Ride 1 rank. Benefit: once per round, when your mount is hit in combat, you may attempt a ride check as a reaction to negate the hit. The hit is negated if your ride check result is greater than the opponent's attack roll. Essentially, the ride check result becomes the mount's armor class if it's higher than the mount's regular armor class. Oh, Jeff, what is it, puppy? What is it, puppy? What is it, puppy? Special. A fighter may select mounted combat as one of his fighter bonus feats. Natural spell. General. Prerequisites. Wisdom 13 plus. Wild shape ability. Benefit. You can complete the verbal and somatic components. I think I can see what that is. Okay, invite an escapade. To rescue a dog. Alright, a dog had escaped his owner, and she got him back. Yeah, rescued the escaped doggy. Escaped doggy rescue. Whew. Oh, beautiful dog, husky dog. That was outside. Hell of a day. Sunday. Oh my. Look upon us here. Yes, was the milk. I was here at Natural Spell. Prerequisites: Wisdom 13 plus Wild Shape ability. Benefit: You can complete the verbal and somatic components of spells while in a wild shape. You substitute various noises and gestures for the normal verbal and somatic components of a spell. Natural Spell, that's cool. That's probably a good one to pick. You can also use any material components or focuses you possess, even if such items are melded within your current form. This feat does not permit the use of magic items while you are in a form that could not ordinarily use them, and you do not gain the ability to speak while in a wild shape. Negotiator. Benefit: You get a +2 bonus on all diplomacy checks and sense motive checks. Nimble Fingers. General. Benefit: You get a +2 bonus on all disable device checks and open lock checks. Negotiator. +2 bonus on all diplomacy and sense motive checks, and Nimble Fingers, you get a +2 bonus on all disable device checks and open lock checks. So both good for a certain kind of a royal rogue. Persuasive. General. Benefit: You get a +2 bonus on all bluff checks and intimidate checks. Point blank shot. Benefit: You get a +1 bonus on attack and damage rolls with ranged weapons at ranges of up to 30 feet. Special: A fighter may select point blank shot as one of his fighter bonus feats. Power attack. General. Prerequisite: Strength 13 plus.
Benefit: on your action, before making attack rolls for a round, you may choose to subtract a number from all melee attack rolls and add the same number to all melee damage rolls. Cool. That's some math. This number may not exceed your base attack bonus. The penalty on attacks and bonus on damage apply until your next turn. Special: if you attack with a two-handed weapon or with a one-handed weapon wielded in two hands, instead add twice the number subtracted from your attack rolls. You cannot add the bonus from power attack to the damage dealt with a light weapon, except with unarmed strike or natural weapon attacks, even though the penalty on attack rolls still applies. Normally, you treat double weapons as a one-handed weapon and a light weapon. If you choose to use a double weapon, like a two-handed weapon, attacking with only one end of it in a round, you treat it as a two-handed weapon. A fighter may select power attack as one of his fighter bonus feats. This will definitely need a card. Precise shot. Prerequisites: point blank shot. Benefit: you can shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty on your attack roll. Special: a fighter may select precise shot as one of his fighter bonus feats. Quick draw. Prerequisite: base attack bonus +1. Benefit: you can draw a weapon as a free action instead of as a move action. You can draw a hidden weapon, see the sleight of hand skill, as a move action. A character who has selected this feat may throw weapons at his full normal rate of attacks, much like a character with a bow. Normal. Without this feat, you may draw a weapon as a move action. Or if your base attack bonus is +1 or higher, as a free action as part of movement. Without this feat, you can draw a hidden weapon as a standard action. Special: a fighter may select quick draw as one of his fighter bonus feats. So, yeah, quick draw is 2 paragraphs, quite lengthy. So it's quicken spell. Oh my, look at this quicken spell. Benefit: causing a quickened spell is a free action. You can perform another action, even casting another spell, in the same round as you cast a quickened spell. You may cast only one quickened spell per round. A spell whose casting time is more than one full round action cannot be quickened. A quicken spell uses up a spell slot 4 levels higher than the spell's actual level. Casting a quicken spell doesn't provoke an attack of opportunity. So if you're a higher level caster and you want to cast a low level spell quickly, you can. Special. This feat cannot be applied to any spell cast spontaneously, including sorcerer spells, bard spells, and cleric or druid spells cast spontaneously. Since applying a meta magic feat to a spontaneously cast spell automatically increases the casting time to a full round action. Really? So how do you use this one? How do you use this one? How do you even use that one? Rapid reload. General. Choose a type of crossbow, hand, light, or heavy. Prerequisites. Weapon proficiency. Crossbow type chosen. Benefit. The time required for you to reload your chosen type of crossbow is reduced to a free action for a hand or light crossbow or a move action for a heavy crossbow. Reloading a crossbow still provokes an attack of opportunity. If you have selected this feat for hand crossbow or light crossbow, you may fire that weapon as many times in a full attack action as you could attack if you were using a bow. Normal. A character without this feat needs a move action to reload a hand or light crossbow, or a full round action to reload a heavy crossbow. They'll put on one side the card, the feat, and the other side the normal. You can gain rapid reload multiple times. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new type of crossbow. A fighter may select rapid reload as one of his fighter bonuses. Color code those fighter. Color fighter. Rapid shot. So that was rapid reload. This is rapid shot. Prerequisites. Dex 13 plus point blank shot. Benefit, you can get one extra attack per round with a ranged weapon. The attack is at your highest base attack bonus, but each attack you make in that round, the extra one and the normal ones, takes a -2 penalty. You must use the full attack action to use this feat. Special. A fighter may select Rapid Shot as one of his fighter bonus feats. A second level ranger who has chosen the archery combat style is treated as having Rapid Shot, even if he does not have the prerequisites for it, but only when he is wearing light or no armor. So if you want to wear heavy armor, you're going to have to take the feat, I guess. Ride by attack. General prerequisites: ride 1 rank mounted combat. Benefit: when you are mounted and use the charge action, you may move and attack as if with a standard charge and then move again, continuing the straight line of the charge. Your total movement for the round cannot exceed double your mounted speed. You and your mount do not provoke an attack of opportunity from the opponent that you attack. Special: a fighter may select ride by attack as one of his fighter bonus feats. Run! General. Some more coffee. Run. General benefit. When running, you move 5 times your normal speed if wearing light or no armor and carrying no more than a light load, or 4 times your speed if wearing medium armor or heavy armor or carrying a medium or heavy load. If you make a jump after a running start, see jump skill description, you gain a +4 bonus on your jump check. While running, you retain your dexterity bonus to AC. Normal, you move 4 times your speed while running if wearing light armor and carrying no more than a light load, or 3 times your speed if wearing medium or heavy armor or carrying a medium or heavy load, and you lose your dexterity bonus to AC. Scribe scroll item creation. Prerequisites: caster level first. Benefit: you can create a scroll of any spell that you know. Scribing a scroll takes 1 day for each 1,000 gold pieces in its base price. The base price of a scroll is its spell level times its caster level times 25 gold pieces. To scribe a scroll, you must spend 1/4, or this is 1/25th, of this base price in experience points and use up raw materials costing 1/2 of this base price. Any scroll that stores a spell with a costly material component or an experience point cost also carries a commensurate cost. In addition to the cost derived from the base price, you must expend the material component or pay the experience points when scribing the scroll. Self-sufficient. General benefit: you get a +2 bonus on all heal checks and survival checks. Shield proficiency. General benefit: you can use a shield and take only the standard penalties. Normal: when you are using a shield with which you are not proficient, you take the shield's armor check penalty on attack rolls and on all skill checks that involve moving, including ride checks. Special: barbarians, bards, clerics, druids, fighters, paladins, and rangers automatically have shield proficiency as a bonus feat. They need not select it. Neat. Make a list of just those. The dog was barking, and then that stray dog got him right as she was coming down the road to get him. He might have got away. Self-sufficient. You get a +2 bonus on all heal checks and survival checks. And shield proficiency. You can use a shield and take only the standard penalties. And you are proficient if you're a druid, ranger, paladin, fighter, druid, cleric, bard, and barbarian. Shot on the run. General prerequisites: dexterity 13 plus dodge, mobility, point blank shot, and base attack bonus +4. Benefit: when using the attack action with a ranged weapon, you can move both before and after the attack, provided that your total distance moved is not greater than your speed. Special: a fighter may select shot on the run as one of his fighter bonus feats. Silence spell. Meta benefits: a silence spell can be cast with no verbal components. Spells without verbal components are not affected. A silence spell uses up a spell slot one level higher than the spell's actual level. Special: bard spells cannot be enhanced by this metamagic feat. Those bard spells need to be sung. Kind of the point. So, simple weapon proficiency. Benefit: you make attack rolls with simple weapons normally. Normal: when using a weapon with which you are not familiar or proficient, you take a -4 penalty on attack rolls. Special: all characters except for druids, monks, rogues, and wizards are automatically proficient with all simple weapons. They need not select this feat. All characters except for druids and monks, and rogues, and wizards. Simple weapons. Druids are not proficient in simple weapons, like monks and rogues and wizards. Okay. Skill focus. General. Choose a skill. Benefit: you get a +3 bonus on all checks involving that skill. Special: you gain this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new skill. Hmm. We should probably rank and stack. It's the same kind of skill. You just get better at, say, cobbling or whatever. I don't know what cobbling. Snatch arrows. Prerequisites: Dexterity 15 plus deflect arrows, improved unarmed strike. Benefit: when using the deflect arrow's feet, you may catch the weapon instead of just deflecting it. Thrown weapons can immediately be thrown back at the original attacker, even though it isn't your turn, or kept for later use. Like I was snatching the arrows and then firing them back at it works. You must have at least one hand free, holding them, to use this feat. Special: a fighter may select snatch arrows with one of his fighter bonus feats. Spell focus: do not choose a school of magic. Benefit: add +1 to the difficulty class for all saving throws against spells from the schools of magic you select. Special: you can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new school of magic. And that is spell focus. Spell master special. Prerequisites: wizard level first. Benefit: each time you take this feat, choose a number of spells equal to your intelligence modifier that you already know. From that point on, you can prepare these spells without referring to a spell book. So memorize them. It's called spell mastery. Formal: without this feat, you must use a spell book to prepare all your spells except read magic. Spell penetration. General: you get a +2 bonus on caster level checks. 1d20 plus caster level, made to overcome a creature's spell resistance. You get a +2 bonus on caster level checks. Alright. Spirited charge. Prerequisites: ride 1 rank, mounted combat. Ride by attack. Benefit: when mounted and using the charge action, you deal double damage with a melee weapon. Mad Max needs more roleplay as a setting. The Mad Max setting needs more roleplay. That stuff. It's cool. Page and Catastrophe made the big tanker truck for Mad Max. I think. Yeah, there's a lot of potential there for that. And Waterworld, Mad Max and Waterworld. In some areas are high and dry, and some areas are waterlogged, and the dude has gills. For D20. The Mad Max world. For only Australia and Mount Everest are up above the water. Say Yellowstone blows. It sunders half the world. I don't like that one. Yeah. Spell mastery, spell penetration, spirit charge. Benefit: when mounted and using the charge action, you deal double damage with a melee weapon or triple damage with a lance. Special: a fighter may select Spirited Charge as one of his fighter bonus feats. Spring attack. General. Prerequisites: Dexterity 13 plus Dodge, Mobility, base attack bonus plus 4. Benefit: when using the attack action with a melee weapon, you can move both before and after the attack, provided. I think it's not in. Okay, so spring attack. Okay. Dodge, mobility, base attack bonus. Benefit: when using the attack action with a melee weapon, you can move both before and after the attack, provided that your total distance moved is not greater than your speed. Moving in this way does not provoke an attack of opportunity from the defender you attack, though it might provoke attacks of opportunity from other creatures if appropriate. You cannot use this feat if you are wearing heavy armor. You must move at least 5 feet both before and after you make your attack in order to utilize the benefits of spring attack. Special: a fighter may select spring attack as one of his fighter bonus feats. I gotta have a use for that notebook. So a fighter can use spring attack. Stealthy. Benefit: you get a +2 bonus on all hide checks and move silently checks. Still spell. Not a magic benefit. Stealthy. You get a +2 bonus. Right, so still spell. Benefit: a stilled spell can be cast with no somatic components. Really? Spells without somatic components are not affected. A stilled spell up, uses up a spell slot one level higher than the spell's actual level. Stunning Fist. General. Prerequisites. Dexterity 13 plus. Wisdom 13 plus. Improved unarmed strike. Base attack bonus plus 8. Benefit: you must declare that you are using this feat before you make your attack roll. Thus, a failed attack roll ruins the attempt. So it's called Stunning Fist. Forces a foe damaged by your unarmed attack to make a Fortitude saving throw. DC 10 plus 1/2 your character level plus your Wisdom modifier. In addition to dealing damage, normally a defender who fails this saving throw is stunned for 1 round until just before your next action. A stunned character cannot act, loses any dexterity bonus to AC, and takes a -2 penalty to AC. You may attempt a stunning attack once per day for every 4 levels you have attained, but see special, and no more than once per round. Construct, oozes, plants, undead, incorporeal creatures, and creatures immune to critical hits cannot be stunned. Special: a monk may select Stunning Fist as a bonus feat at first level, even if she does not meet the prerequisites. A monk who selects this feat may attempt a stunning attack a number of times per day, equal to her monk level, plus 1 more time per day for every 4 levels she has in classes other than monk. A fighter may select Stunning Fist as one of his fighter bonus feats. So it's one Stunning Fist. This is special. Stunning Fist is like huge. Alright. Toughness. General. Benefit: you gain +3 hit points. Special character may gain this feat multiple times. Its effects stack. Tower shield proficiency. General. Prerequisites: shield proficiency. Benefit: you can use a tower shield and suffer only the standard penalties. Normal: a character who is using a shield with which he or she is not proficient takes the shield's armor check penalty on attack rolls and on all skill checks that involve moving, including ride. Special: fighters automatically have tower shield proficiency as a bonus feat. They need not select it. Track. Clean this up a little bit. Track. General. Benefit: to find tracks or to follow them for 1 mile requires a successful survival check. You must make another survival check every time the tracks become difficult to follow. You move at half your normal speed or at your normal speed with a -5 penalty on the check, or at up to twice your normal speed with a -20 penalty on the check. The DC depends on the surface and the prevailing conditions, as given on the table below. Alright. Alright, so the surface and the survival DC. Very soft ground, 5. Soft ground, 10. Firm ground, 15. And hard ground, 20. Condition: every 3 creatures in the group being tracked. Survival DC modifier, -1. Size creature or creatures being tracked. Fine, +8. Diminutive, +4. Tiny, +2. Small, +1. Medium, +0. Large, -1. Huge, -2. Gargantuan, -4. And colossal, -8. Every 24 hours since the trail was made, +1. Every hour of rain since the trail was made, +1. Should be +2 probably. Fresh snow cover since the trail was made, +10. Poor visibility. Overcast or moonless night, +6. Moonlight, +3. Fog or precipitation, +3. Tracked party hides trail and moves at half speed, +5. For a group of mixed sizes, apply only the modifier for the largest size category. Apply only the largest modifier from this category. Alright, anyway. Track benefit: to find tracks or to follow them for 1 mile requires a successful survival check. You must make another survival check every time the tracks become difficult to follow. You move at half your normal speed or at your normal speed with a -5 penalty to the check, or at up to twice your normal speed with a -20 penalty on the check. The DC depends on the surface and the prevailing conditions, as given on the table below. Very soft ground. Any surface, fresh snow, thick dust, wet mud, that holds deep, clear impressions of footprints. Soft ground. Any surface soft enough to yield to pressure, but firmer than wet mud or fresh snow, in which a creature leaves frequent but shallow footprints. Firm ground. most normal outdoor surfaces, such as lawns, fields, woods, and the like, or exceptionally soft or dirty indoor surfaces, thick rugs, and very dirty or dusty floors. The creature might leave some traces, broken branches or tufts of hair, but it leaves only occasional or partial footprints. Hard ground. Any surface that doesn't hold footprints at all, such as bare rock or an indoor floor. Most stream beds fall into this category.
Stream.
I don't know. Between Tennessee and North Carolina is a nice little river. You can go whitewater rafting on it. There are areas where it gets shallow enough to walk. You kind of got to drag the boat just a little ways. You can see the ripples the water makes in the sand. And there's large rocks everywhere. It was amazing. I hadn't seen rocks like that before. There ain't no rocks in Louisiana. I was crippled at the time, too. I had to sit at the back of the boat. Since any footprints left behind are obscured or washed away, the creature leaves only traces, scuff marks, or displaced pebbles. They were huge pebbles. Several modifiers may apply to the survival check as given on the table on page 135. We are currently on page 132. So I think that table is supposed to say 131. But they didn't edit this very well. Typos and crap. I should say page 131. And they left out the word two in another paragraph. Page 131. If you fail a survival check, you can retry after 1 hour outdoors or 10 minutes indoors of searching. Normal. Without this feat, you can use the survival skill to find tracks, but you can follow them only if the DC for the task is 10 or lower. Alternatively, you can use the search skill to find a footprint or similar sign of a creature's passing using the DCs given above. But you cannot use search to follow tracks even if someone else has already found them. Hmm. So normal, without this feat, you can use the survival skill to find tracks. But if DC for the task is 10 or lower, you can follow. The feat is called track. So special. A ranger automatically has track as a bonus feat. He need not select it. This feat does not allow you to find or follow the tracks made by a subject of a pass without trace spell. Okay. You cannot track someone who's cast pass without trace. I like to imagine all these scenarios playing out and gotta write all of them. Trample. General prerequisites. Ride 1. Rank. Mounted combat. Benefit. When you attempt to overrun an opponent while mounted, your target may not choose to avoid you. Your mount may make one hoof attack against any target you can knock down, gaining the standard +4 bonus on attack rolls against prone targets. Special. A fighter may select Trample as one of his fighter bonus feats. Two weapon defense. Prerequisites dexterity 15 plus 2 weapon fighting. Benefit. When wielding a double weapon or 2 weapons, not including natural weapons or unarmed strikes, you gain a +1 shield bonus to your AC. This is 2 weapon defense. You use your weapon as a shield. When you are fighting defensively or using the total defense action, this shield bonus increases to +2. Special. A fighter may select 2 weapon defense as one of his fighter bonus feats. How many fighter bonus feats does a fighter get? I guess that's some math there. Levels and strength and stuff. 2 weapon fight. You can fight with a weapon in each hand. You can make 1 extra attack each round with the second weapon. Prerequisites dexterity 15 plus. Benefit. Your penalties on attack rolls for fighting with 2 weapons are reduced. The penalty for your primary hand lessens by 2, and the one for your offhand lessens by 6. Normal. If you wield a second weapon in your offhand, you can get 1 extra attack per round with that weapon. When fighting in this way, you suffer a -6 penalty to your regular attack or attacks with your primary hand, and a -10 penalty to the attack with your offhand. If your offhand weapon is light, the penalties are reduced by 2 each. All unarmed strike is always considered light. Special. A second level ranger who has chosen the 2-weapon combat style is treated as having 2-weapon fighting, even if he does not have the prerequisite for it, but only when he is wearing light or no armor. So if you wield a second weapon in your offhand, you can get 1 extra attack per round with that weapon. But if you have feet, you can fight with a weapon in each hand, and you can make 1 extra attack each round with the second weapon. Your penalties on attack rolls for fighting with 2 weapons are reduced. The penalty for your primary hand lessens by 2, and the one for your offhand lessens by 6. A fighter may select 2 weapon fighting. Fighter bonus feats. Weapon finesse. Weapon finesse. Prerequisite. Base attack bonus +1. Benefit with a light weapon, rapier, whip, or spiked chainmail for a creature of your size category. You may use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier on attack rolls. If you carry a shield, its armor check penalty applies to your attack rolls. Special. A fighter may select weapon finesse as one of his fighter bonus feats. Natural weapons are always considered light weapons. So fighters. Where was I? Let's go. Weapon finesse. Prerequisite base attack bonus +1. Benefit with a light weapon, rapier, whip, or spike chain made for a creature of your size category. You may use your dexterity modifier instead of your strength modifier on attack rolls. You carry a shield. Its armor check penalty applies to your attack rolls. Natural weapons are always considered light weapons. Weapon focus. Choose one type of weapon. You can also choose unarmed strike or grapple or ray. If you are a spellcaster, okay, as your weapon for purposes of this feat. Prerequisites: proficiency with selected weapon, base attack bonus +1. Benefit: you gain a +1 bonus on all attack rolls you make using the selected weapon. Special: you can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new type of weapon. That's where it's sticking. A fighter may select weapon focus as one of his fighter bonus feats. He must have weapon focus with a weapon to gain the weapon specialization feat for that weapon. So this is weapon. Weapon specialization. Choose one type of weapon for which you have already selected the weapon focus feat. You can also choose unarmed strike or grapple as your weapon. For purposes of this feat, you deal extra damage when using this weapon. Prerequisites: proficiency with selected weapon, weapon focus with selected weapon. fighter level 4th. Benefit, you gain a +2 bonus on all damage rolls you make using the selected weapon. Special, you can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects do not stack. Each time you take the feat, it applies to a new type of weapon. I really think it should rank and stack. Like in Skyrim. The more you use an axe, the better you get with axes. The more you use lockpick, the better you get at it. The more you cast spells, the better you get at that. It's a better system. Skyrim's great. Like, man, I got to play the Skyrim map in Minecraft. That was pretty awesome. Digging out the big mountain and making me a base. It was great. Minecraft. Skyrim, Minecraft. All that stuff. So, weapon finesse. Let's see. Weapon focus. Weapon specialization. A fighter may select weapon specialization, one of his fighter bonus feats. Whirlwind attack. General prerequisites: dexterity 13 plus intelligence 13 plus combat expertise. Dodge, mobility, spring attack, base attack bonus +4. This is a high level feat. Benefit: when you use the full attack action, you can give up your regular attack and instead make one melee attack at your full base attack bonus against each opponent within reach. When you use the Whirlwind attack feat, you also forfeit any bonus or extra attacks granted by other feats, spells, or abilities. I guess just for that round. Special, a fighter may select Whirlwind attack as one of his fighter bonus feats. When you use the full attack action, you can give up your regular attacks and instead make one melee attack at your full base attack bonus against each opponent within reach. So if you're surrounded, that would be a good time to use that. Widened spell. Magic. Benefit: you can alter a burst, emanation, line, or spread shaped spell to increase its area. Any numeric measurements of the spell's area increase by 100%. A widened spell uses up a spell slot three levels higher than the spell's actual levels. I think druids can cast the lightning, right? Spells that do not have an area of one of these 4 sorts are not affected by this feat. You can't use them for those spells. Epic feats. Yeah, I think if I get the paper, I'm going to write the feat is on one side and what the normal is on the other side, and what spells are not affected by it on that other side, and what spells are affected on that side, on the front side. Yeah. Spells that do not have. Alright, let's get to the end of this. Let's get to the end of this. Epic feats. The following feats are available only to epic characters, which whenever an epic character gains a new feat, it can be from among the standard list of feats or one of the feats described below. All other rules for choosing a feat, including those listed in the epic characters section, still apply to epic feats. So, all of these were general. These are all epic. Epic feats on this page. So, familiar spell epic. Prerequisite intelligence 25 plus if your spell casting is controlled by intelligence, or charisma 25 plus if your spell casting is controlled by charisma. Benefit: choose one spell you can know of 8th level or lower. Your familiar can now cast this spell once per day as a spell-like ability as a caster of a level equal to your caster level. You cannot bestow a spell upon your familiar if the spell normally has a material component cost of more than 1 gold piece or any experience cost. Special: you can gain this feat multiple times. Each time you take the feat, you can give your familiar a new spell-like ability or another daily use of the same spell-like ability. Great smithing epic. Prerequisites: charisma. Charisma plus 25. Smite ability from class feature or domain granted power. Benefit: whenever you make a successful smite attack, add twice the appropriate level to damage. Special: you may select this feat multiple times. Its effects stack. Remember that 2 doublings equals a tripling and so forth. Although 2 doublings should be a quadrupling. Improved elemental wild shape. Epic. Prerequisites: wisdom 25 plus, ability to wild shape into an elemental. Benefit: your ability to wild shape into an elemental is expanded to include all elemental creatures, not just air, earth, fire, and water elementals, of any size that you can take when wild shaping into an animal. You gain all extraordinary and supernatural abilities of the elemental whose form you take. Normal: without this feat, you may only take the shape of a small, medium, or large air, earth, fire, or water elemental. Improved favored enemy. Epic. Prerequisites: 5 or more favored enemies. Benefit: add +1 to the bonus on bluff, listen, sense, motive, spot, and survival checks and damage rolls against all your favored enemies. Special: this feat may be taken multiple times. Its effects stack. Improved meta magic. Epic. Prerequisites: 4 meta magic feats, spellcraft 30 ranks. Benefits: the spell slot you must use to cast a meta magic spell is 1 level lower than normal to a minimum of 1 level higher than normal. This feat has no effect on a meta magic feat that requires a spell slot 1 level higher than normal, or does not require a higher level slot. Special: you can gain this feat multiple times. Its effects stack, though you can't lower the level of any meta magic spell slot to less than 1 level higher than normal. We shall pick up next time with improved sneak attack. And then I think I'm going to read this one after we do this one.